down almost 47%. SpaceX just broke below its own IPO price. First time ever at $119.85 today. And that's 7 straight red sessions. What's up, guys? Coach B here. This is the breakdown. Quick reminder up front. This is education, not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy or sell SpaceX or anything else. Do your own research. Let's look at the whole life of this stock because the shape of it matters. SpaceX opened for trading on June 12th at $150 a share on more than 500 million shares of volume that first day alone. 4 days later, June 16th, it hit an intraday all-time high of 225.10 cents. From that high, it has been mostly one direction. Today, it closed at $119.85, which puts it 46.9% off that peak. Now, here's the number that makes today different from every other red day this stock has had. Back on July 15th, it closed at $135.27, just barely above its $135 IPO price. One session later, July 16th, it closed at $131.11. That's the close crossing under its own IPO price for the very first time since this thing started trading. And that wasn't a one-day thing. It's now 7 closes in a row, lower every single time. July 10th at $145.30, the 13th at $139.14, the 14th at $136.08, the 15th at $135.27, the 16th at $131.11, crossing that IPO line, the 17th at $123.99, and today, the 20th at $119.85. Let's put real dollars on this. If you bought at the IPO price, $135 a share, you are down about $15 a share right now, call it 11%. If you bought at the top, that 225.64 high back on June 16th, you're down about 106 a share. That's 47% gone in about 5 weeks. Now pull up the actual chain. Looking at the August 21st expiration, 32 days out, the at-the-money strike is 120, and implied volatility there is running around 92%. Add up the call and the put at that strike, and the straddle prices out to about $25.95 against a $119.85 stock. That's the options market pricing, roughly a 21.7% move up or down before that expiration. Here's the more interesting read. In the strikes clustered right around where this stock is trading on that same expiration, there's about 7,500 put contracts of open interest against only around 5,400 calls. Almost 36,000 of those puts are stacked at a single strike, the 125. That's not a coin flip. That's a market leaning hard into downside protection, not upside bets. Here's the actual lesson, and it has nothing to do with whether SpaceX is a good company or not. When a stock goes public at a sky-high valuation, that price already has years of perfect execution baked into it. There's no room in it for a slow quarter or a delayed launch. And when the story stops running ahead of the numbers, a stock like this doesn't just slow down. It can unprice just as fast as it got priced in the first place. That's what breaking your own IPO price actually means. It's not that $135 is some magic line by itself. It's that it's the number every day one buyer's account statement is anchored to, and once the stock trades under it, nobody who bought that opening day is sitting on a green position anymore. That's what changes how people actually trade a name after a break like this. So how would you think about this by time frame? If you're a day trader, 92% IV means you're trading pure volatility right now, not a company. Fast moves either direction. If you're swinging it, the level everyone's now watching is that same $135 IPO price, whether it gets reclaimed from below or turns into a ceiling on any bounce. And if you bought in at the IPO because you believe in the company long term, one bad stretch doesn't rewrite that thesis by itself, but it's worth being honest about whether you bought the company or you bought the hype. So to recap, first ever close below the $135 IPO price, down 46.9% from the June high, 7 straight red sessions, and an options market pricing a real move either way with way more puts stacked up than calls. Not a prediction, just what's actually on the board right now. Subscribe if you want me breaking down the next hot name the moment something like this happens, and drop the next ticker you want me to look at in the comments. Good luck in the markets no matter what stock you're into.